Tales of an American Disabilities complaint filed against Freeman Health System. Missouri Southern announces a return to all virtual learning. And Pitt State's Virtual Veterans Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin Health Department is reporting 6 more COVID-19 deaths. This is KOAM News at 6. 5 of the patients were residents in long-term care facilities. Those include 2 men aged 90 and 94 and 3 women, 73, 96, and 98. The 6th patient was a 90-year-old man. This brings the city total death count to 48 deaths. To get the latest COVID statistics from other areas of the 4 states, click on the link at the top of our website, koamnewsnow.com. A Pittsburgh man and his daughter have filed a complaint with the ADA against Joplin's Freeman Hospital after an incident in August. KOAM's Chris Warner has more.
Bob McLaughlin's daughter, Shannon, has his medical power of attorney. So when he went in for a surgery at Freeman Hospital West in August, she came down from Idaho to be there. Shannon has a disability and has a service dog to help her. Bob was expecting his daughter to see him in his room after his surgery, but found out she'd been asked to leave.
Of course, I had just come out from anesthesia, but I knew well enough that this was a public access area. And by federal regulation, her dog is allowed in public access areas.
Shannon has had her service dog, Darby, for 5 years and is now an advocate for service dog education. She says until August 26th, she'd had no issues at Freeman.
I was on the 3rd floor and in x-ray and in pre-op testing, and no one ever said anything. I called to make sure that there would be no problems. Then, when she went to wait for her dad, a woman approached her. The lady comes out and she goes, "Actually, so you're not allowed up here? This floor is off limits to animals." And I said, okay, well, my dog is a working service dog. She's a medical alert dog. I am disabled according to the ADA. She said she told that woman about the service dog, but still was later told she had to go. I continued my education, tried to advocate for myself. My heart rate got really high. My dog starts alerting. And she goes, "Look, you can either leave or I will call security and have you escorted out of the hospital. Your choice." Local attorney Timothy in testimony says ADA has clear rules and regulations about service animals.
You know, the ADA says if I can go there without a disability, then somebody with a disability has a full and absolute right to go there. So when we talk about in the medical field, of all places, I would think they would be most aware of the guidelines. Shannon and in testimony say they both know that there are certain areas of a hospital service animals can't go into, but the floor her father was on was not a restricted area. I've tried to advocate and I've spoken with their PR team and tried to work through this politely, only to be told that as far as they're concerned, they're right, I'm wrong, and have a nice day, go away now. We reached out to Freeman, who provided us this statement saying, quote, "Freeman Health System complies with the Americans with Disabilities Act and recognizes the valuable role service animals play in the lives of our patients and visitors. Freeman contracts with local service animal owners to regularly provide therapeutic visits to patients in our hospital. Freeman takes any concern or complaint regarding non-compliance with the ADA very seriously and is currently investigating this complaint." I'm Chris Warner for KOAM News.
Bob and Shannon both say if Freeman had come out in the beginning and apologized for what they consider as an error, they would not have filed a complaint with the ADA. Freeman Hospital is changing its visitors policy. Starting tomorrow morning, patients will be allowed only 1 visitor per day. Freeman CEO Paula Baker explains there are some exceptions.
So they can have 1 visitor, but 1 visitor only for the day. Now, there are some exceptions. End of life will be an exception, pediatrics, the NICU. So there are some exceptions, and exceptions can be made also in special situations.
Baker says the changes are due to an increase in COVID-19 cases in the community. Missouri Southern announces it'll move back to online-only classes. That starts after the Thanksgiving break. There are some exceptions for clinical and field-based learning. MSSU says that if conditions allow, the university will return to face-to-face learning for the spring semester. Nick Kelly joins us now with a first look at the weather. Nice to see the sun on this Veterans Day.
Yeah, it was nice to see the sun about an hour ago from our cow cam on top of the roof, but fast forward an hour, it's completely dark out there now, but we're still looking at a quiet start to the evening hours all across the area. Seeing a little bit of cloud cover trying to sneak in from the west on the Skywatch storm tracker. That's probably about the worst that our sky conditions will get for the evening, maybe a little bit of that cloud cover heading our way. But I am watching a couple of waves out to the west that will want to change our weather up as we head into the weekend ahead of us. In the meantime, turning a bit cool in spots, upper 40s, some chilly spots still trying to hold on near 50, but everyone will drop back through the 40s this evening, down into the middle to upper 30s. So another cold night ahead of us, but thankfully not as cold as the 30 that we started this morning out with. We'll break down the changes to come, including more rain chances on the way, all coming up in a bit now.
All right, see you soon. Pittsburgh State University provided a reimagined experience for Veterans Day today through a virtual ceremony. KOAM's Caitlin Shive spoke with one of the veterans involved about what it meant to be included.
Because of the pandemic, Pittsburgh State University went virtual this year for their Veterans Day ceremony.
Many of our alumni have fought and served this country. And so we wanted to kind of tap into that and have an opportunity to dig in a little bit deeper and talk to some of our local veterans, really spanning all the way back to World War II, all the way up to an individual who had been involved with more current conflicts.
The ceremony was a look into 4 veterans, Christopher Kimmick, Ron Sigley, Gene Corsini, and Louis Saketa, who all served at different times, sharing their experience in a documentary style. Saketa, who served in World War II from 1943 to 1946, was humbled to be included.
Well, I thought that would be quite an honor, which it ended up being. Very nice. It goes to show you that somebody's thinking about you.
He served in the Army as military police in Paris, France, a time he remembers well.
I ended up being a military police. I patrolled around the Eiffel Tower, Concord Street, the Champs-Élysées.
Veterans Day is something of great importance to him.
It's something unbelievable because that covers not just me, everybody. It's wonderful.
The ceremony also included the ROTC Color Guard, PSU Choir, new pavers added to the memorial, and a message from the PSU president.
The ceremony gives those watching a deeper sense of the importance of Veterans Day and a deeper sense of the sacrifices that our veterans have put forward throughout their lives.
In Pittsburgh, Caitlin Shive, KOAM News.
Veterans Day ceremony is typically a time to educate local 6th graders on what the day is all about. This year, packets were sent to teachers with discussion points so they could still discuss the history with their students. Still ahead, we're going to show you how COVID-19 has changed a number of other Veterans Day events here in the 4 states. The Miami, Oklahoma School District honored area veterans today with a drive-through meal. The school normally hosts a veterans assembly, but due to the pandemic, they changed things up this year. Students gave veterans and active duty military personnel boxed lunches and sincere thank yous. The school was worried about changing things up on short notice, but veterans started showing up before the event even started.
I know it was a little short notice for some of our veterans, and some of them don't have access to the media. But everyone that we can get, we're happy to have. We want them to feel appreciated.
The school has also posted a video featuring students honoring service. In Pittsburgh, St. Mary's Elementary students lined the school and greeted area veterans who drove around in a parade. Around 20 cars participated. Missouri State Treasurer is encouraging Missourians to search the unclaimed property database for unclaimed military medals and insignia. The Treasurer's office says it currently holds 233 military medals and insignia, including 5 Purple Hearts, 4 Bronze Stars, and 90 other service medals. They say these come from safe deposit boxes at banks. The banks turn them over to the Treasurer's office if they haven't been able to contact the owner for 5 years. You can find a full list of medals, names, and last known addresses through a link on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. And we take time now to honor a local veteran as we do every day, Sergeant Wes Clore. The Webb City native served in the U.S. Marine Corps, and we are proud to salute Sergeant Wes Clore. He's tonight's four-state hero. Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast.
Even though we were about as bright as sunny as we could be on this Veterans Day Wednesday, it was nice to see the cold front roll through yesterday to not only bring fall back into the area, but bring in some much needed rain back into the area. In fact, the month so far was all the rain that we saw yesterday at Joplin Regional, over 6/10 of an inch, putting us over 42 inches for the year. We're above our average of 41.4 by about 3/4 of an inch, but still remarkable that this time last year, one of our wettest years on record, we were about to push 60 inches of rain. But the cold front, it certainly lived up to its name the other day, going from temperatures near 70 late Tuesday morning down into the 40s for Tuesday afternoon, down to 30 for this morning. Then we saw temperatures warm up but staying chilly today with highs bouncing back into the mid-50s. If you were here at the 5 o'clock hour, we were seeing some nice blue skies with the sun setting, but now it's completely dark from our cow cam and all around the Joplin area. But at least we're still quiet, and we are turning chilly for sure. 50 degrees with the calm breeze and the humidity sitting at 52%. The rest of the Joplin Metro, mainly chilly. Safe example for 47 at Pittsburgh, but we're at 50 in Oronogo, 52 in Baxter, 53 in Seneca, a couple of upper 40s from Carthage all the way down to Diamond. In fact, some of the outlying areas north of Joplin, you're already back into the middle to upper 40s, and everyone else is going to join us to go throughout the course of the night, even though our breeze which has been light throughout the day out of the northeast, starting to turn more out of the east and southeasterly throughout the course of the night. Thankfully, that means we're not going to turn too cold again for tonight. We'll continue to fall through the 40s, lower 40s by midnight, and eventually mid to upper 30s for overnight lows this time around, as we go into your Thursday morning. Nothing was happening here today thanks to high pressure sitting across northwestern Missouri. Up to the north, though, we have our next cold front that's ready to send us back into the chill before we see temperatures turn mild again for your Thursday. But upstairs, I have not one, but two upper lows that I'm going to swing by over the next few days and bringing some rain chances back into the area, especially by this weekend. Not much to talk about for tonight, though. Maybe a few spots with some passing clouds through the evening, but we'll eventually start out mostly clear for Thursday morning. Cold again, though, mid to upper 30s for overnight lows. Then we're looking pretty okay to start the afternoon, but with one quick disturbance passing by, partly sunny skies tomorrow, maybe the slimmest chance of a random shower, but I really think most of us stay dry for tomorrow. 37 in the morning, 60 by noon. We'll have afternoon highs around 63. One disturbance will pass by without any rain chances to speak of on Thursday, but the next one that begins as we head toward the weekend, we will see those rain and even thunderstorm chances start to pick up as we go through Friday and before this wave passes out as we go into Sunday. As far as potential rain amounts, not looking like a big deal, but we do have the chance to run rain amounts back up to about ½ an inch, so not a big drought buster, but more needed rain certainly on the way for Friday and Saturday. Temperatures, let's just say we'll just go back and forth between chilly and mild temperatures throughout the course of the next 7 days. 63 tomorrow, mid-50s Friday, mid-60s Saturday, back into the mid-50s on Sunday, and then eventually we'll gravitate back into the mid-60s by the middle of next week now.
Yeah, you can tell that winter is approaching.
It's
the
trying
weather's
to come
certainly
by.
trending that way. Thanks, Nick. Still ahead, a number of four-state student athletes have committed to continue their careers at the next level. We're going to tell you where they're headed next.
Well, today is National Signing Day for high school student athletes. In Carl Junction, a pair of volleyball players signed today to play for different teams for the first time since elementary school. Selma Lewis and Jillian Kennedy have been teammates since 5th grade.
We definitely grew through volleyball, and no matter what, volleyball was always a way for us to get our minds off of things, and we always got to do it together.
Wednesday, the two signed to continue their careers at different schools.
I think it'll definitely be really weird, but I think that we're going to do a good job staying in touch with each other, and we're both really supportive of each other, so I think that we're excited to see each other move on with our lives and just start a new chapter.
She's been such a great teammate all these years, and I'm super proud of her, and I'm excited to watch her play as well.
Lewis is headed to Drury next year. She's a 2-time All-State selection and holds the school record for career kills.
I think I kind of found myself like in the decision-making process, kind of leading everything back to Drury, like how the coaches interacted with me, how the girls practiced with me, and I enjoyed that one the best.
She's such a great athlete, very dynamic, and I think she's going to be a really successful outside hitter at Drury.
Kennedy signed to Missouri Southern. She's earned all-conference and all-district recognition at CJ, helping the team claim its 3rd district title in 4 seasons this fall.
It feels really good. It's definitely like a stress relief, just like a weight taken off my shoulders, so I'm really excited.
She's a really great blocker, so that'll be a really great asset for her on the right side. Plus she takes some really good swings and has some different swings that she can take on the right side.
While the two will no longer be teammates and are done wearing the Carl Junction jersey, they've left their mark on the CJ program.
These last 4 years have been some of the best and most memorable for me, and I'm going to miss these girls.
They've helped develop the culture that we really wanted in our program, and it's been one that's been developing for about 5 years now, and the last couple of years have really seen a big swing in that, and they've been a big contributor to that.
In the O-Show this afternoon, 2 more student athletes signed to continue their respective careers in college. Abby Jarvis will continue her volleyball career at Cotty College. Caden Alk is heading to the University of Arkansas Little Rock to continue to wrestle. Alk is a 3-time individual state champ for the Wildcats and is looking for number 4 this winter.
Knowing that all my hard work from the 3rd grade on up is finally starting to pay off, and I've seen that through the years with the state titles and now with college, so it's exciting to see.
This day is something I dreamed about, and coming up to it is just a really kind of magical moment that I get to look back and see that I've made it this far.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are 1-1 this fall after beating Missouri Western 20-7 last Saturday. This weekend, Pitt State hits the road to face Division I opponent Stephen F. Austin. The Pitt State defense took a big step forward last week, allowing just 7 points after giving up 31 against Nebraska Kearney. Now, on that defense, safety Brandon Malikas has been pretty good. Malikas returned to the defensive side after playing quarterback last season. On these first 2 games, he has 13 total tackles and has become a leader on the back end of the defense.
I feel a little bit more comfortable. That's where I started out in college. That's where I really started to learn how to be a college football player, so it feels a little bit more natural to me.
We needed Brandon back at safety, and then just to watch him these last 2 weeks, I think we made a good decision there. He's really a headsy player, a tough player back there for us, and certainly understands the defense, helps the other guys on defense, and he's played really well these last 2 weeks.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Checking back in with Nick now. There's a bit of a chill in the air out there.
Yeah, it'll turn cold again tonight, but thankfully not as cold as this morning was. Instead of lows around 30, we'll go middle to upper 30s tonight. Back to 63 tomorrow, maybe an outside chance of a stray afternoon shower. A better rain chances Friday and Saturday. And of course, we'll have the very latest on those rain chances once again tonight at 10 Dow.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We will see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.